Alright, so in this video, it's our first video of 2025, y'all. So this is a very modern take on Jane Austen's writing routine. So I'm going to kick it off by practicing the guitar. So you're going to hear me practice in the next clip. Keep in mind, I am not practicing a song. I still am learning the strings, the notes, because I sang in choir for several years, and so I really need to learn the notes first before I dive into practicing any songs. So enjoy the video.
You look nice today.
Oh, thank you. I'm just like practicing the sounds of each of them.
Practicing what?
The sounds of each of them, like how they sound.
How each chord.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it was not going to be beautiful. No songs are being learned yet. I'm just practicing, like, just what it sounds like, and that way I could just get better at with my ear of like, okay, this is what this string sounds like, and then also practicing which note is each string, like G, E, A. So all of that, and I will get into why I'm practicing the guitar instead of the piano in the next clip for a modern day Jane Austen routine, but it'll make sense, I promise. All right. Hello everyone, and welcome to my latest video. It's another addition to trying different famous writers' routines. There we go. I could say that. So this is going to be a very modern take on Jane Austen's routine. I wanted to really film this video today, but two things. One, I'm still catching up on a regular sleep schedule after the holiday season. And two, I live in LA and there are fires, so all around. So there's just certain things like that I can't do. And also just, it's very heavy on my heart right now. So still just trying to get this content out, but I'm fine. But it's just like, well, if you can't leave your house, you might as well create content. So this is a very modern take on Jane Austen's writing routine. A third reason is her writing routine very much like a lot of famous writing routines from before electricity. They started earlier, right? And they ended earlier. And they had dinner really early. And so even before all of the 1 and 2, I was just like, there's no way I could have dinner at 3 or 4 p.m. Like, that just doesn't work for my schedule. So this is Jane Austen's regular routine. Around 9 a.m., before 9 a.m., she wakes up, she plays the piano, she gets ready. Then she has breakfast around 9 a.m. Then after breakfast, she writes or sews if an unexpected visitor drops by. Around 3 or 4 p.m., she has dinner. After dinner, there's conversations, there's cards, there's tea, and then in the evening, reading aloud and reading the day's writing. So I already woke up, I got dressed, there we go. And I already had my breakfast. I didn't record that, but I had yogurt. So instead of waking up and playing the piano, I actually just got ready and practiced the guitar. I've been wanting to learn to play the guitar for years. It was one of those pandemic things. I didn't have a lot of pandemic activities I picked up, but this was one of them, and I'm trying to stick through it. So I'm going to do that. Like I said, I already had breakfast, so just take my word on it. I had yogurt and granola. And then now I'm going to get into some writing. And after writing around 3, probably because it's close to 2, so I'm going to have like a 3:30 lunch. And then after lunch, I'll have a conversation with my husband because he's the only one here. And yeah, we'll play a card game maybe and have some tea. Maybe we could do that. And then in the evening, which will probably be after our dinner time, I'll probably either read my book out loud to him. Not the book I'm currently writing, but the book I'm reading. And we'll do that. What I like about this routine is there's a lot of like just there's a lot of just like a what's a good way, I don't want to say femininity because it's not, but it's like there's a natural flow to it, so you're not just like in a room alone writing. You are making time to talk to people and to interact with people, which I think sort of contradicts what writers usually want to do. I think a lot of writers are introverted and want to stay to themselves, but I think every writer knows the more you interact with people, the better your writing would be because you have more stories. And so that is what we're going to do. So I'm going to get some more water. I'm a little thirsty and, dry air. And get into some writing. And then we'll have a nice little late lunch. And then after lunch, I'll have some tea with Nicholas. And yeah, we'll call that a day. Okay, so let's get into it. Thanks, guys. Alright, so I am actually, if you guys can tell really quickly, I'm reading some chapters first of the novel, I can speak today, that I'm writing. Usually when I go into this and I want to do some more writing in the novel, I look at all the chapters I already have and decide which chapter I want to start writing more of, or do I need to add a chapter, and just really building the scene. I think the characters are pretty well developed. It's just developing the world that they live in, and I think I've said that numerous times, and maybe that is a weakness of mine as a writer, is like building out the world. I see the world so vividly in my head, but it's very hard for me to I'll write it out, but I still feel like maybe it's not coming across. However, my husband did read a chapter recently and he said it was really good, and so maybe I'm just really hard on myself. So I don't know. And then so I was just working on that, reading some other chapters, deciding where do I want to begin, because the book does have two characters. They are in a relationship, and I do feel like one character's arc is a little bit more defined than the other, and it could just be honestly one character has a more dramatic fall than the other one. The other character, her fall is very much more realistic, so it's a little bit more subtle. So yeah, just getting some writing done, and then I'll have some lunch like I said. Okay, so during my quote-unquote dinner time, which was 3:30, I decided I'll have my very late lunch. So I just had what we had for dinner the previous night, which was some turkey meat, and I had some cheese with it. I had some fruit earlier, and so I decided to eat this and have some tea. And I had my Irish breakfast tea with some milk and some sugar because it was a late starting day and I needed a little bit more caffeine. Then I'm reading This Streetcar Named Desire. I went into this a little hesitant because it is a play, and usually plays are a little bit more difficult for me to read, but this was actually a pretty easy read. However, it did leave me with a lot of questions at the end. I felt like it was written to make us hate Blanche, but I was actually more like concerned, and I wish I had more of her backstory. I just felt like a little cheated as a reader, and I didn't really like how it made Stanley look like not 100% innocent, but that he was in the right for being that angry about being lied to. I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. But yeah, so continue to read this, and then a few hours later, after we had dinner, so as you could tell, the lighting has changed. We decided, instead of playing a card game, because my husband and I actually realized we don't know a lot of card games. Like, we have a lot of board games, but we don't know a lot of like just card games. So I was like, we could play chess or we could play checkers. I felt like that was sort of Jane Austen-ish. And we decided to play checkers because we both were just not mentally there to play like chess. You know, it has been difficult being here during the fires. So we're just chatting, we're just playing. You'll see that he wins, and it's very unfair, but it is what it is. So after I lost at a game of checkers, not chess, we decided we will read aloud to each other. I so wanted y'all to hear what we were reading. However, the audio was really bad. I need to replace the mic I have attached to my camera. It's so gargly. So I just need to get a new mic. And so, unfortunately, you're not going to hear us read out loud. But my husband was reading out of his nonfiction book. It was called The Chippewas. So it's not like Shakespeare or anything like that. So we thought that was sort of funny that he was just reading a page about, I don't know, computers and chips. And I think he's still at the beginning of his book. So it's the beginning of that whole industry's journey. So after he read, so when we kissed, there was like an electric shock, and we don't know why, and it actually hurt. All right, so then I read a page or two from A Streetcar Named Desire. I did explain the characters to Nick first so he could understand, and I did try to give voices to the characters because it was just Stella and Blanche was having one of her like breakdowns. And I think this is just a lovely practice, reading out loud, because we don't get to share our books a lot with other people. It also helps us just with our everyday speech. I don't think we get a lot of practice speaking after formal education. And that is it. That's my Jane Austen inspired writing day. It's a very modern twist, but I think it was really fun. So I do hope you all enjoyed this video. I have some writing routines and travel vlogs coming. Bye bye.